How you all doing? Welcome to another tutorial video. Now in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how you guys can actually install Python for PC. That is, if you're using a Windows PC, this is a video for you. Now I'll leave a separate video on installing for Mac OS, but that'll be on a later video. But for now, let's get this installed on PC. Now a lot of you guys are getting errors sometimes when you install Windows on PC. Maybe you want to run it through the command line, as the command prompt, which is normally known as CMD. Or you just want to install modules, you get errors using installing modules on Python. I'm going to show you guys how to install Python the right way. So let's get started. So the first thing you need to do is that you need to head to the Python website, which is the python.org website. You can see it's www.python.org, and it has this default web page. Now once you're there, the first thing you need to do is that you need to head to the downloads. And you can see that when we scroll down to this Windows section, you see the Windows download for PC, and you click on this button right here, download. That's going to download Python for us. I already have that downloaded, of course, so I'm just going to pause or cancel this or whatever. Now once it's downloaded, the second thing you need to do is that you need to head to the Python IDE. As if you downloaded Python and you installed Python, you need an IDE to run your Python code if you do not want to use the boring IDE Python provides for you. So let's type in Pycharm, because that's the one I would recommend. Just type in Pycharm on your Google search and make sure you're using a browser. It could be Firefox or Chrome, whichever one you like to use. Now you can see that Pycharm has the first result here on jetbrains.com. Just click on this. Now it'll take you to the Pycharm web page for the downloading of the Pycharm. That's the Python IDE that is for coding Python. Now once the page loads up, now don't mind my slow internet connection. Once the page loads up, you see a nice black button that says download. Click on it, and it's going to take you to the download button for both the professional and the community version. So if you're a developer that would like to get all the full support of Pycharm, basically everything that Pycharm has to offer, ranging from the modules installation, plugins, and everything that they have to offer, you can pay for the Pycharm Professional Edition. But if you're just working with Pycharm based on development of actual Python programs and a few other things like HTML support and some few other things, you can just go for the Community Edition. So once this page loads up, I'm going to show you guys a link. Okay, so the page is loaded up and we have Pycharm download for the Windows version. You can see the professional edition here, and you can also see the community edition here. So this video is strictly for the community edition. Now if you have a Mac, Linux, you can also use these links to download each of them on your different platforms. But for now I'm going to be dealing on downloading for Windows. So let's click on the download button. Obviously I already have mine downloaded before this video because I have a slow internet connection, so I'm just going to cancel this for now, and let's head on to our download folder. Okay, let's head on to the downloads. Now you can see I have Python and Pycharm downloaded already, so I'm just going to run the setup for Python. Okay, so now this is the installation application for the Python 3.8.3 application. So now once you're at this part, you can simply click on install now, or if you want to create a custom installation process, you can do that also. But first of all, what you want to be doing first is that you need to check this box that says add Python to path. So basically what this does is that it adds Python to your objects path. So if you're wanting to run Python on the command prompt and you don't have this checked, you might have an issue with that. So basically this is what you do if you want to fix the Python problem on your command prompt. So I'm going to be installing Python customly, and let's just click on next. Make sure all of this is checked. And on this part we can install for all users if you want, and I'm just using just one user on my PC, so I'm just going to leave this unchecked. So this is the path for the Python installation on default, but I want to make things easier for me, so I'm just going to change this to let's change it to C/Python. I think that should be easier for me to remember. So I'm just going to change this to C/Python 38. So I'm just going to click on install and click on yes. Now this is going to install Python for me, and basically all its development libraries and everything, all the executable standard libraries and everything that you see here on this screen right now is what's going to be installed for us. So let's wait for the installation to complete. I'm going to fast forward this video a bit, and hopefully everything will be done in no time. Okay, so it says setup was successful. Now I'm gonna click on close, but before I do that, for some users you might see something that says disable path length or whatever. I can't actually remember right now, but you might see a box that you need to click on to activate something right here underneath all of this. So you can just click on that to enable everything to work perfectly fine. So I'm just gonna click on close for now. Now I have Python installed, so let's check our installation and let's open Python. Now we've opened Python in the command prompt successfully, and click on close. Let's try out the IDLE. Now this is the Python index module. Like if you want to install modules, and you can see all of the built-in modules right here. Someone is texting me right now. Okay, so let's just see. These are a list of Python modules, Python DLLs, and everything on Python. You can basically see that this is running from our PC on a local host, so it's nothing on the server. So I'm just gonna head on to Python IDLE as the default IDE for Python, and let it open up. Take a bit of time to load. It's freaking slow. Yeah, so it's done. Now this is the default Python IDE. Now if you're at this part, you can simply type in whatever text you want, like print let's see, let's give it a simple text, print hello world, and let's just close this up. So this, yeah, let's just run this and test our IDE. We can see Python is working exactly fine, and we can test out built-in codes or whatever we want. Let's say you want to create a new file. You can just click on new file, and you can type in whatever Python text you want here, and just click on save, and make sure you click on save or save as if you want to save as a document name, and basically run your code. So your code is then run and taken to the compiler here, where your code is basically run on real time. So yeah, now this is a bit boring. We don't want this boring Python setup. If you want that, it's cool, but as for me, I'm going to show you guys how to install Python IDE, which is the Pycharm community version, and it's basically the 2020 version, the latest one at that. So I'm just going to show you guys how to download this. So let's click on the Pycharm setup, and let's click on yes. Okay, so yeah, click on yes. Now it shows us this welcome screen, and let's just click on next. Set your installation folder. I'm going to leave this on default. Click on next, and we need a 64-bit launcher desktop. You can also add Python to directory paths to make things easier. And yeah, now if you click on this create associations, any .py file on your desktop or on your PC will be open on default by Pycharm. But I do not want that for now, so I'm just going to uncheck this. You can leave this at that if you want to. So I'm just going to click on next and install. Now this is basically going to install Pycharm for me, so I'm just going to fast forward this video a bit to the part where we can continue with the tutorial. So I'll see you guys on the other side. Okay, so Pycharm is installed for us, and it says completed Pycharm installation. You can actually reboot now or manually reboot the system later. If I hit on reboot now, my video will probably stop and my recording will have to be cancelled, and this video will be boring as F. So right now I'm just going to click on manually reboot later, and I recommend you rebooting now, and you can just follow on from the tutorial later on, or you can just leave this and continue watching the tutorial, and then you can reboot later on. So I'm just going to click on finish this. And yeah, Pycharm is installed for us. So let's click on the Pycharm logo here. Let's run the Pycharm application. Okay, so it says Pycharm settings. You can leave this as do not import anything for now, and click on OK. Now it says if you want to use the dark theme or the light theme. Of course, I normally like using the dark theme, but you can select any you want to like and any you want to use for now. I'm just going to click on next. Now it says here if you want to install IDE Vim, emulates Vim editor, blah blah blah. I do not have use for this right now, so I'm not going to install that. You can do some research on your own and install this if you want to. Now it says the R support language. Now I might need this later on, so I'm just going to install this for now. And there's a AWS toolkit you can install if you want to. I'm not going to touch that right now, so I'm just going to leave it on. Okay, so we have this installed right now, so I'm just gonna head on to start using Python. Okay, so now we are at this part where you can see the create new project and the open project and the get version control. Now if you click on this, you can see that it will take you to the GitHub repository where you can type in your GitHub URL and just load your Python project from here on from your GitHub repository directory. So I'm just going to click on create new project for now, and it's going to ask you to select a basic interpreter, and you can see right here that it's loading up. It's basically scanning for Python installed, default Python installed exe, and you can see that it's found our installation path on the Python 38 folder we created earlier on. And you can click on create, and it's loading components, creating virtual environment. So let's just keep on this tip for now. I recommend you reading this through, it helps a lot. But if you do not want to see this ever again, you can just click on don't show tips and click on close. Okay, so let's head on to full screen mode, and it says something right here: Windows Defender might be impacting your build and IDE performance. Pycharm, check the following directory. Now this is something that was caused by your antivirus. If you do have an antivirus on your PC, you can actually disable that. I'll show you guys how to do that on the end of the video, so please stay tuned. Now once you're at this part, you can actually create a new project right here. Now you can see this part that says Untitled. You can actually right click this. So let's head down a bit. Project. Okay, let's see. New, and inside of this part you can head to Python file to create a new Python file. You can just call this whatever you want, so I'm just going to call this TechMond and just save it. Yeah, now okay, you can see that this has been stored as techmond.py, and you can actually type in any code we want. So let me just type something as simple as print. It's the simplest code to write, so I'm just going to type in print in hello. Now you can see how easy it is to write in code in the Pycharm environment. Now once you've written your code, you can just right click this, and there's supposed to be a part that says run. Let's see, run file in Python console. Yep, click on allow access. Yeah, you can see that it has run our file for us. Let's click on this again. This is supposed to work quicker than it did before because we didn't have the permission before, so now we do. So it's just going to run our code for us. Now this is running the file directly in the Python console without any errors. You can see that it's run for us. Okay, so that's how you can actually run files. Now to run the file directly in Pycharm environment, you can actually right click the Python file at the top here and click on run TechMond. It's going to run the file exactly the same with no errors. Now that's that. Now to install a module in the Pycharm environment, you can actually head to file, head to settings. Inside of this settings bar, you can head to plugins or whatever. Let's see if there's a module installation process here. Okay, yeah, these are different modules you can actually install. You can see the list of modules here to install, on plugins rather. Now let's see if we can see the installation for the Python actual modules. These are plugins. Let's see if we can see the Python actual modules to install right here. Okay, so I think I found it. So let's head on to the project section that says project. Head on to this part and head on to the project interpreter. Now you can see the list of modules installed right here, and you can actually click on this plus button that says install and select this. Now you can search for whatever module you want to install. So I'm just going to type in something like let's say Pygame. See if we have Pygame here. Okay, yeah, so we have Pygame, Python game development environment, and let's click on this and let's click on install package. Now this is how you can actually easily install packages in this environment without having to type in pip install or whatever lines of code you can type to get this done. So this is basically one of the easiest ways to get your modules installed inside of the Pycharm environment. So this is it, guys. Now this is the end of the tutorial. Of course, when this is done installing, you see a success installation message right here. So please, oh yeah, that's it. Pycharm install, Pygame installed successfully. Now you can actually install other modules with this same method by clicking on this plus button right here and searching for the name of the module on top of this part here. So that'll be all for this tutorial, guys. Please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and also if you have any questions, feel free to comment. I'll see you guys next time in my next video.
A few moments later.
Just before I forget, I told you guys I would help you guys fix the issue of the antivirus, and you can see that this part on the bottom right here, you can head on to the fix button and you can see that you want to configure automatically and click on yes. This should basically fix your issue. So that's all. But before I go, let's just test out the module we installed earlier, and let's just say something like import Pygame. Okay, so this is Pygame. Now if we didn't install this module earlier and we ran the code, it would basically give us an error. So this is showing us an error because it's at the bottom here. Let's just move it to the top and let's import the module. Okay, so yeah, that's that. So let's run this again. So let's right click this and let's run the TechMond program. Now if Pygame is not recognized in Python, it should give us an error. So everything works exactly fine. So Python works fine. It says Pygame 1.1 1.9.6, and that should be all for this tutorial, guys. Please do not forget to subscribe, like this video if you do, and please share it to your friends for easy referencing. That'll be all for now, guys. Peace out.